Welcome to Social Sciences class, all my dear young minds. Today, we are going to come across a concept called Cold War. Cold War occurred in three forms according to the plans or tactics played by USA and USSR, or the tactics or tactic, nothing but plan. The three types of plans they made is one, proxy wars, indirect wars, where they did not get involved directly physically, and they encouraged their allies means the countries which made friendship with them. Got it? And military alliances. They started carrying on forming military groups, blocks, and that is one style of gathering support from the newly independent colonial countries belonging to Africa and Asia. Right. Last one is the arms and space race. But to show their supremacy, they started making lethal weapons, and even they got ready to carry Star Wars. What are Star Wars? In wars that will be fought from the space with the help of artificial satellites, man-made satellites, which are sent by the scientists into the space. From there, with the help of satellites operating the arms and weapons and hitting the rival country or enemy country targets. So in this way, one started doing one thing, others started bettering something else, and getting ready for battle. So this way, in the three styles of tactic, or three styles of tactics, these superpowers which emerged, economic tycoons and titans after World War II, USA, capitalist USA, and communist USSR, they tried to play against each other, but they did not directly come into the warfare. Yeah, Cold War. Why Cold War emerged? It is the sheer difference of ideology or difference in the political system. What is the difference in political ideology and political system that made these two countries, which are economically powerful, militarily powerful, to come and counter each other? See, the political ideology of Russia or the group of nations under it is communism, where communism will be speaking about socialistic style of economy, where material production and distribution of goods and services will be under control of government. Already I said, socialist economy everything will be planned by the government according to that only production and all things will be going on, employment, everything will be. Whereas United States of America capitalistic style, where material production, that is production of material and non-material, that is production and distribution of goods and services, is controlled by private individuals. And in the case of communism, it is the motive, the main aim of production and distribution of goods controlled by the government is well-being of welfare of the people. So there won't be any exploitation. Got it, from private individuals. Whatever the retail profits are there, that will be taken by the government, and again government will be spending that profits for well-being of the people, like giving better educational institutions, better medical institutions, medical facilities, so health and hygiene production, and transport, a decent transportation system and telecommunication system. So whatever the profits government make, legal profits from the people by selling producing and selling the products and services to the people, that again will be spent for the sake of the people, and the government wants to solve these things. Whereas capitalist style of system, private individual, government will give permission to someone to produce something. That's all. Government will give permission, and whatever he will pay some amount for getting that license. That's all. To carry a mining in this particular some 10 acres, government gives to the SVP. SVP pays some 1 lakh rupees, and he will get a contract with the government for 10 years or 20 years, 30 years. He will be exploiting all that coal or iron something else XYZ coming from that soil. So their government don't have any control. Private individuals will be controlling the academic activity. That is the capitalistic system. And what is the when SVP pays 1 lakh to the government, surely if he thinks that he is going to get 10 lakh profit in that particular area, then only he will be spending 1 lakh. So he will exploit to the extent the resources, natural resources and mineral resources. So that is capitalistic style. And who will be getting benefited? His family, only his family will be getting benefited. Isn't it? The fellows who are nowhere in 1970s, but even 1980s initial stages, they are nothing. But they rose to that position, 5th position in the world among the richest. It's all because of slow arrival of capitalistic system into India. You got it? So it's what happens. 2 A's are becoming very rich, entire India becoming very poor. Who are those 2 A's? We need not come across now. When globalization comes, we'll speak about the 2 A's. Right? So in this way, not only those two, certain entrepreneurs, who started their journey with small things, became very big and big in the world, right? Capitalistic system provides the opportunity to them to prove their skills, right, and amass the wealth. They can dictate the governments. In globalization chapter, we'll come across the things, right? So, capitalistic system and the communist system differ here only. They follow social style of economy. These people follow capitalistic style of economy. Who America and so on, Western European countries so on. And Western European countries are staunch followers of democracy. They believe in the freedom of people and rights of the people. And they believe in multi-party system. Means democratic elections should be there, and different political groups with different political ideologies should be given opportunity to participate in the election, and whose ideology people feel better. Majority people accept that they will give support to that political ideology, and that party which is carrying that political ideology will be forming the government. That is the democratic style of function, a democratic style of governance. Whereas in communist countries, maybe today China, or Estonia, Poland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, Romania, Bulgaria, where communism was, Eastern European countries, a type of dictatorial rules goes on. That is, they oppose multi-party system, and they don't permit any opposition raising their voice regarding the programs and policies made by the government. And they will see them as the fellows with vested interests who are getting support from the foreign forces only creating this mess. And they will act very strongly, they will suppress with iron hand that raising voices. They never believe in multi-party system, other political ideology coming into existence. Only one ideology, political ideology should be there, that to be communist ideology only. So this is the basic difference between them. What is the basic difference? That is, those people will follow socialist style of economy. Who? Communist, capitalists will follow capitalist style of economy, where the production of goods and services is the production and distribution of goods and services controlled by private individuals, and the motive of it is profit, making profit for their monetary benefits. And social system, the production distribution activity of goods and services will be controlled by government, and that government does for the well-being of the people. That is the basic difference between communism and capitalism. And in a capitalistic state, most of them will be democratic states where multi-party system exists, whereas they are dictatorial style of functioning in the name of communism. Their multi-party system is not accepted. Single-party domination, the two only one party, one political ideology called communist ideology. And all other who oppose communist ideology will be molded as the people who are raising their voices or forces who are raising their voices with the support of the foreign forces. Got it? Against communism. That there will be more and there will be suppressed with iron hand. Got it? Only one similarity between them is both will provide equality. Capitalism will give equality to the people and also communism also gives. To be frank, in communist state more equality will be there. Got it? So in capitalist state, see the people who are rich, they will be getting more treatment when compared to the middle class and poor people, right? So, but equality will be there even in capitalist states, right? So here, that is the basic difference which made these two countries to contend against each other. Contend means to come into a fight against each other. Got it? Or to compete each other. They tried. So what they identified is, if more number of countries are there at the back of us, we can dominate the world. To prove the supremacy of their political ideology, communist Russia and capitalist America tried. In this process, they got a golden opportunity after World War II. Why? Because most of the Afro-Asian countries which were once upon a time colonies, they started getting independent. Got it? Once they got independent, now they can have their own policy and program. They have their own elected governments. Got it? Like India and so on. These two countries rallied, they both contended to make more number of countries on their side. So in this process, they started fingering into or poking into the internal affairs of those countries. Internal affairs of those countries. And so one is taking some struggle is going on in India itself. We are having one political group is there and other political group will be fighting against them. If America backs BJP NDA government, automatically Russia, on the day I am saying, example I am quoting, Russia will be giving full support to UPA, Congress-led UPA. In this way, they make the people of the country to get divided and there will be struggle between each other. Got it? Against each other. And country also. If one country is supporting India, automatically the other will be supporting Pakistan or China. Because China and Pakistan are strongly against India. Or India is strongly against the other countries. So in this way, they used to take sides and they used to divide the countries also on their lines. Of course, countries like India adopted a policy called non-alignment that we will come across after Cold War. Right? What is the non-alignment? We did not join any of these groups. And many countries also came in the part of India only. Got it? So, that's how. And what are the countries which are on side of communist Russia? These are Europe participated practically into two parts. Eastern European countries. You see Poland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia. Now it is divided into 4 states. Yugoslavia, and these are all other countries which supported communism. Even East Germany, after World War II, Germany adopted communism, and West Germany adopted capitalism. And these countries, Italy, Switzerland, Austria, and Switzerland, Spain, Portugal, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, of course, participated in a long time. Finland. So in this way, these World War, Europe got tiered into two parts. Yeah, most of the Eastern European countries, apart from Greece is not the country from where Alexander started his country. Actually, Alexander belongs to Macedonia, but his father Philip belongs to Macedonia, a country which is the head of Greece. Right? So Greece is not a communist country. That's why They tried to bring Turkish government in Greece and even Turkey also. Turkey Asian country, but close to Europe. West Asian country, Turkey. Saudi Arabia. This is Saudi Arabia. Yemen. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. And Turkey is small countries in Asia. There are minor Asian countries. When we come into West Asian conflict, I will explain about the minor Asia. Small Asian countries are there. Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Palestine, so on. Small countries are there. That's why they are called minor Asian countries, right? So that's how this particular countries were divided into. These are supporters of communism, Eastern European countries, Western European countries are supporters of capitalism. In this way, one country after another started joining at the back of USA and USSR, and these two countries started going for a heated exchange of dialogues. But this created and a backdoor propaganda, one against other. Propaganda, a malicious or bad campaign. See, speaking something bad about others is something but propaganda. But whether it may be fact or it's not a fact, but still we strongly try to influence others by carrying that bad things, by campaigning the bad things against one individual. That's called propaganda. So these fellows, USA and USSR, were the very important contenders for getting supremacy over the world. They started carrying this propaganda behind the doors. They never came into forefront and fought against each other. As there is no hot war. Hot war means use of missiles, tanks, and that is not there. Only verbal. Hey, I am that powerful, this powerful, and encouraging their allies to go for a fight against each other. This is why proxy wars a word here. Proxy wars is one of the plan. That is one of the plan out of the three. Proxy wars means indirect wars. They did not come directly. They encouraged their fellow countries or their followers countries in Asia and Africa. So most of them are third world countries now. So because of this, what happened? These innocent third world countries used to fight against each other, even though they are of the same ethnic origin. Means ethnic group who are living in that particular area for long years. In the name of religion or in the name of caste, in the name of language, slang, they started creating, they started emerging troubles among the same ethnic group, and this was taken as advantage. One fellow supported one group, other fellow supported other group. In this way, they started making the people to get divided up, mostly belonging to third world countries, Africa and Asia. Got it? So, because of this, what happened when these fellows not coming directly into war, and whatever the weapons are there with them, they started giving to these people, and these people are fighting. So, whenever there is a heated argument between them, there emerged a tension of war. That's why Cold War is characterized by tension of war. Cold War is characterized by, I can't write it here, but you remember that. Cold War is characterized by dash, tension of war. Cold War is always characterized by tension of war. That's why earlier also I said, Cold War is nothing but tension of war. Means there may be a war between UK and USA. If it is there, Third World War occurs, and everyone used to get fear, but suddenly it will be missing away, slipping away. There are certain incidents like Cuban crisis and crashing down of American spy plane by USSR or Russia. So U2 of America, the spy plane got crashed down by Russian Air Force. So there is tension emerging. It seemed that these two are going to go for a battle, Cuban crisis also. So they are going to go for a fight, and that is nothing but all their fellow countries also come into the war field, and they attack each other, Western Europe and Eastern Europe, and finally Africa, Asia, and India, Pakistan are there. America is on behalf of Pakistan. US are in support of India. They will attack. They will take part. Hey, like we people only now. One is a fan of Kohli, one is a fan of Dhoni, and we in India, what we do now? General, not India. When we admire to that extent that We mourn them in that way where we are ready to fight and kill others also who are not accepting with our opinion. But one is fan of one political leader or one political party, other is fan of other political party, or one is fan of one film hero, or one is fan of other film hero. In classrooms we will be saying, hey, my hero is great, my cricketer is great, and there we are ready to fight also. Like that only when my Russia is coming into our battlefield, they come. And when they are coming, hey, my America is getting attacked, we will come. What it is? Third World War. And if really a Third World War occurs, you can't imagine what a destruction is going to happen. And whatever the nuclear war is there with all world countries right now, 50,000 planets like Earth can be charred. Charred means can be made into ash. 50,000 planets like Earth. With the nuclear war existing in the world, with the world countries right now. So war versus life. Life means all living beings. Forget about this green planet. What I am saying, 50,000 planets of like Earth can be charred, made into powder, ash. So please don't dream about any war. If you have to be happy with your family. Got it? War versus life, peace brings prosperity and progress. As an individual also you have to learn this same thing, right? Yeah. So this is what how they encourage their fellow countries. What is the cost of this? Do you know? 20 million people died in third world countries because of this Cold War. 20 million is nothing but 2 crores of people. 2 crores of people died. Maybe soldiers of different countries belong to third world countries of the third world. First world, American group of countries are called first world, Russian group of countries are called second world, and third world countries which are led by India, Egypt and Yugoslavia and so on, non-aligned countries are called third world countries, please keep it in mind. Right? These countries suffered. Countries like Korea. What is Korea? Korea, Vietnam, V for Vietnam, KO Korea, V for Vietnam, A for Afghanistan. Got it? So, Angola, West African country, here Angola. Here will be Angola. Below Angola, Namibia. But above Angola, Congo. We'll come across those countries of Congo and Angola, proxy wars. So, in this way, Korea, what is Korea? Korea, Vietnam, Angola, Afghanistan. Not only those countries, even when there is a war between India and Pakistan, also several people died. Got it? And war is there between Taliban forces of Afghanistan and government forces. The people died, people of Afghanistan died in a big number. And Taliban are supported by United States of America and government existing over there got support of USSR. One supports one, other will be supporting the other group in the same country. So in this way, things went on. So now we come to proxy wars then. What are the proxy wars? Proxy wars are the wars which are fought indirectly by these two big powers. Means directly they did not come into the war. But that's why it is called Cold War, because they did not use any weapons. But they were at the back of those things happened in the world. What it is? With the instigation of them only, with the encouragement given by them only, many things happened. What are those things? In 1945, after Second World War, in Greece, this is Greece, and in Turkey, this communist government, this Greece and Turkey, you see all are communist governments only. They started encouraging certain people against the government. And they, who is cause for this encouragement is Comintern. Russia formed a body in March 1918, I said Comintern, COMMINTERN, Comintern. What is the activity of that body? What is the task given to it? To spread communism. So the people who are having some unhappy or who don't have some soft corner towards the government, those people who are encouraged by this communist body called Comintern. It used to give weapons, funds to them to raise a political opposition against the government and a revolution, communist revolution against the government. And they started these communist guerrillas, you say. Guerrillas. Guerrilla, because why they are called guerrillas is they carry guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare is nothing but when enemy is not alert, these guerrillas will make an ambush. Ambush means they will be hiding somewhere. For example, someone is targeting you. You will be going by a road every day. Same road you will be using. At some place which will be like a hideout, there the enemies will be hiding, and that is called ambush. And they will be waiting for you. And they will be throwing, when you come, by the time you come there, they will throw some gold coin or something there. When you are ready to collect that gold coin or currency and so on, these people will attack. They come out from the hideout and they will make a sudden surprise attack in a big way. And in first instance, everyone will be shocked. When attack is going on, everyone will be shocked. By the time you get out of the shock, their activity completed, they will kill you and they will run away. They will be attacking very badly you and they will be running into the secret places. At the back of the bushes and all, they will be running away. Their identity will be not known. So this is called guerrilla style of warfare. Making an ambush and attacking suddenly when the fellow is not alert. Got it? And diverting his attention also. Alright, booby trap we call it. What did we call it as? We call it as booby trap. So many traps are there, later we will see, right? So in this way, the guerrilla warfare started over there. And unable to do something, it approached USA. Turkey and Greece approached USA. Please help, US are encouraging these all things and creating a headache, means they are blasting our government offices, bridges, roads, and all developmental activity came to a standstill. The Turkish government, Greece government appealed to USA. Then USA directed them to go to UNO. And they went to the UNO by 1946. And UNO gave this charge of handling communist forces in Greece and Turkey to America. So then the American President Henry Truman made a doctrine, means a plan. Doctrine means theory generally. Indoctrination we came across in Germany, Hitler. Got it? Last part, the second video I think I explained there, indoctrination. A theory made by Henry Truman. According to that, they first gave military help, full military help to all the latest weapons and all military of the country came in and they attacked these communist guerrillas. When they attacked these communist guerrillas, what happened is communist guerrillas could not sustain there because America is a big power and its military they can't face, and all guerrillas got eliminated first. And then after economic help to reconstruct the buildings, bridges, even money also was given by United States of America under the Marshall Plan. What did George Marshall, Secretary of State of United States of America? Right. So in this way, Greece and Turkey were able to get rid of meanness created by the communist guerrillas in their countries. Got it? So here America did not involve directly, USSR did not involve directly. The people of Greece only picked the path of communism with the encouragement given by the Comintern and neighboring states, Bulgaria, Romania and so on. But USSR did not involve. And coming to the case of, next we come to the case of Congo. When we come to the case of Congo, what happens in Congo was colony of Belgium. This is Congo now. And Western Central African country called Congo. Now it got divided into Zaire Congo, Republic of Congo and Zaire. That's a different story. Belgium's colony, Congo is colony of Belgium. There also with the support of USSR, a man called Patrice Lumumba. In 1960, Belgium declared independence to Congo. Got it? And Congo became independent, and by the time there was a communist revolution going on in that country under the leadership of Patrice Lumumba. Patrice Lumumba, L-U-M-U-M-B-A, Lumumba. Under the leadership of Patrice Lumumba, communist revolution was going on. So what happened when communist revolution is going on? Finally, when this Belgium declared independence to its colony Congo, then automatically Patrice Lumumba became in 1961. 1960, Belgium declared independence. Decolonization happened, and Belgium, Congo became independent. Once it became independent, Patrice Lumumba, communist leader, got elected as head of the state in 1961. This was an eyesore to America. So, with the help of its spying agency, CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, is the agency which will be carrying spy activity. Spy activity means, who is a spy? You know. What is the Indian spying agency name? RA, Research and Analysis Wing. Got it? So the spies, they will be looking like ordinary people, and they go to enemy countries in different names, and they collect all the information from that enemy countries, and they will pass to our country. RA agents. Got it? Ravindra Kaushik. Got it? So was one of the familiar RA agent in Indian RA study, spying agency study, who created Benedicts in Pakistan, right? So with different names, right? So now come back to the lesson. Spy agency, CIA, American spy agency, CIA. Got it? Russia had KGB. Russia's spying agency is KGB. If I am not wrong, KGB. Once again I recollect and I say. So. Yeah, the spying agents they have, they will create all the problems. But government will not directly involve, they will give funds and ISI, Pakistan, which will be abetting terrorism in India. Interstate Intelligence, Pakistan's ISI, right? Okay. Now, we'll come into concept. That's how, with the help of CIA, it killed Patrice Lumumba and made that communist government to fall down. And it supported, the government which was supported by America came into existence in Congo. Angola, the country which is below Congo, a North-West African country. Even, Windhoek is the capital of, not Windhoek, correct, Angola, capital. Angola is a northwestern African country. This northwest African country also in November 1975 got free from Portugal. Portugal is one of the Western countries. But this colony of Angola was colony of this particular European country, Western European country called Portugal. In November 1975, Angola became independent. It got released freedom from the hands of Portugal rulers. So it is because of communist revolution. Even this communist government which came to existence was also made to be collapsed. Actually, in emergence of this communist government in Angola, even a country which is close to America, an island, Cuba. This is one more story, Cuba. Under the leadership of Fidel Castro, in 1959 itself, January 1959, a communist government came to existence. From 1965 onwards, complete communist rule was established over there. Batista, the ruler who was supported by America is Batista, who is renowned for corruption and who harasses the people in a big way. And there was a big fight under the leadership of Fidel Castro and Che Guevara, who is called very popular in Che. Many of the youth in this country, Telugu guys nowadays we see putting on an image on a t-shirt, a fellow with a cap and a cigar, a rough hairstyle and mustache, a cigar in the mouth. This is Che Guevara, who is called popularly Che, one of the celebrated communist leader in the Western world, and who made America sleepless for several years. Got it? And he and Fidel Castro, the first president of independent communist Cuba, they carried communist revolution with the farming community, sugarcane farming community of Cuba. Got it? Against Batista, the ruler who is having good support of the United States of America. And emergence of communist movement in Cuba itself was felt as a spear in the arm by America. America turned sleeveless because it looked like a spear existing very close to America. America is a staunch supporter of capitalism, but a communist government coming to existence in Cuba made America to be sleepless because surely this communist country will be in support of Russia, and Russia will have a base here. And in 1962 it happened. A big tension prevailed. Russia dumped its, that is Cuban crisis when we will come across, right? So in this way, with the support given by Cuba and Russia, they came an communist government in Angola. And there came a communist government in China, here China, Western American country. Western American country, China. Western American country, Chinese. Yeah, Chile is a West American country. San Diego is the capital of Chile. San Diego is the capital of Chile. They, under the leadership of S. Allende, a communist government came into existence. Even that communist government was also collapsed or toppled by military of the country. Military was used by CIA. CIA supported some military officers by giving some funds and so on. And that military officers don't agree the land and they imprisoned him and communist government got fallen down. Angola and even here in Cuba also it tried but it could not get a success. Many unsuccessful attempts were made against Cuba. Got it? Right. So in this way USA always indirectly started encouraging people against communist governments, and it got seen the downfall of communist governments in different parts. And today I will conclude with this proxy wars related to occurred because of involvement of USA. Tomorrow, in next video, I will be coming across proxy wars which occurred because of involvement of communist Russia and how China got away from communist Russia, even though China is a communist country. Detailed discussion, teaching will be there now in next video, and after that we will be going into military alliances in the next video. After that we will go into arms and space race. Okay, within 2 days I think we will be concluding this activity. That is why Monday I give Monday 2 videos. Then with that Cold War comes to an end, and on Tuesday we will go with the non-alignment movement. In that way, by next Thursday we can complete this chapter. Then after we will come into chapter number 14, Indian Freedom Movement. Okay, thank you all. Please go through the watch video and write notes. Nana, I reiterated many things, but dates, events, all are important. Numbers, please. History is that where we have to remember all these things. Thank you.